and good morning. I welcome you to another extremely cold, frigid morning in the Appalachian Shire. As you can see, the ground is frozen, the grass has frost on it, and it's so cold I am wearing a coat and of course shoes. Now, what are we going to talk about today? I have things prepared, but I needed to warm up first. So for about the last 15 minutes, I've just been walking, trying to warm up to the point to where I could speak comfortably. And I think I'm got a warm enough core temp now to where I can actually talk. So I tell you what we're going to do. It's going to be colder going back towards my little particular holler. So I think we're going to go ahead and turn around now while I have the warmth and the energy. So I also would like to be able to see what I'm doing without those. My goodness, it is so bright. Okay, let's actually, I don't think I need this. It's been warming up when the sun's out, but man, this morning there was a thick layer of frost on my car. The thermometer on the carport said 18 or 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like, I don't know, -10, -15 Celsius. I don't know how to do Celsius negative conjugation like that. Sorry guys that rely on Celsius, sorry. But anyway, it's very cold, it's below freezing, but it is warming up. So hopefully before long I don't have to wear this stupid coat and gloves anymore. And yeah, I'm wearing my work gloves. So today I want to talk about something positive and something constructive. I have a friend who I won't name, who has really let the white erasure, the insanity over the transgender agenda, and all these other delusions that we are expected to participate in really break this person of her mind. And I have to pause because there's a big truck coming. And the big truck coming was actually pulling into the farm I was passing. You can see it pulling in behind me right now. All right, well, anyway, my friend has really let the enforced delusions really get to her. And she's a mess. She spends most of her time either doom scrolling or arguing with people online, and it has really wrecked her life. Car coming. Not that she was the picture of mental health anyway, but she really struggles because she lives in Australia and she sees the biological white erasure. She sees the mental insanity being pumped into everyone everywhere. She sees her own people powerless and careless and thoughtless to do anything about it. And she focuses on the macro because she has no micro. She is very lonely. She has very little in life. And so she focuses on the bigger picture stuff. And I think that this is to her detriment. And so I want to sort of use my care for her and my hope that she will grow and be healthier and get better. I'm using that as an impetus for the talk of this walk this morning. What can you do if you are conscious of all of the evil things going on right now and you want to do something about it and not lose your mind? If you try to engage in the politics game, it drives you crazy. I did it for years. It's a mix of nothing ever changes and everything is rigged and everything is wrong and everything is sort of fake. Because when you engage in politics, you start realizing it's a circus, and no matter what big tent party you vote for, whether it's Tories, Republicans, Labor, Democrats, Lib Dems, any of that stuff, you start realizing after a while that nothing's really changing. It's just the different kind of lies that these mouthpieces tell you. That's really it. The machine keeps churning. Because look at the last 50 years. Mass migration hasn't slowed. Race relations haven't gotten better. There is no positive male role model stuff. There's no positive female role model stuff. There's no sprinkle of traditional living in any of our laws or cultural enforcement. There's none of that. Every party, Democrat, Republican, Tory, Labor, left, right, up, down, and center, they have all sold us up the river to these evil, globalist, anti-white NGOs, corporations, power structures within governments. So when you engage in politics, it's frustrating and goes nowhere and makes you feel hopeless. Unless you do it locally. Locally, I've had success in politics. Locally, I've had success writing letters, sending emails, making phone calls, getting the local sheriff's office aware of what's going on in a certain place, getting a local person who works for the county executorial mayor's office to pay attention to what anti-white stuff is being put into schools. On a local level, you could matter. I'm not saying you're guaranteed to. Maybe your local area is completely cancer and there's nothing you can do. Maybe you should move. So this is what I want to talk about today. What can you do and how should you comport yourself to not just be functional as an adult that wants to make change, but how can you keep yourself healthy? How can you keep yourself from just obsessing over this and letting it hollow you out and destroy you? What can you do? I made a video a few weeks back talking about a similar topic where I said you should focus on yourself and the things around you that you can invest in, like family and friends and things. But what about for those of you that ain't really an option? Like my friend in Australia. She's a mess. She doesn't have much money. She doesn't have a lot of lifelines when it comes to friends and family that can help her move. She's kind of stuck in a white erased suburban hellscape around a major Australian city. She doesn't really have a lot. Maybe some of my viewers are in that boat. Let's say you're young. Maybe you're in your young 20s. You don't have money. You don't have connections. You don't think you have the ability to move or to pick up stakes and start fresh somewhere else. You're probably wrong about that. If you got the will and you make friends online, like me, like others that are in this to win this, we will help you find a place to live. We will help you find honest work. So remember, none of us do this alone. If you hate where you live and you want to move away to be around people that you can actually have a connection with, have life with, you have to ask around, you have to make connections, probably go to, I don't know, if there are organizations and meetings of people that are of like mind in your area, network that way first. Find out who you can get in touch with personally, face to face, that can help you get out of your desperate, awful, hollow situation where you're surrounded by cancerous, evil, stupid people and you would like to not be. You would like to at least engage in a community that is a community. Engage with people who haven't completely forgot who they are yet. There's a lot of these communities, especially in rural areas. You have to find them and you have to be willing to risk, to sacrifice, to leave life, to pull up anchor and quit whatever cancerous job and community you happen to be a part of. You have to be willing to make those sacrifices and make those changes in your life. If all you're going to do is be scared and sit in a room on the internet or sit alone in the dark and scroll on your phone while you take pills and drink, you're only destroying yourself and leading yourself to more misery. So you should avoid that. Man, my nose is running. It's really cold. Anyway, so past that, the reason why I think so many of you out there that are young or lonely or desperate, one of the reasons why you might feel, why is my phone getting all jank? Something's happening. Is that a battery? Why are you getting jank, phone? What's happening? I don't know. It got really weird and the frame rate was all jerky there for a second. I don't know what happened. I have no idea, but it seems fine now. Anyway, I might edit that out. I might leave it in if it's funny. I don't know. Anyway, apart from staying positive and building positivity by being around people that are not paused retards, you have to control your own behavior too. What do I mean by this? Basically, stop engaging, and I mean this, look at me. Stop engaging with corporate news. Stop engaging with public political messaging. Stop it. It is designed to drive you crazy and demoralize you. Do you understand me? That's what the Empire of Lies series is about. Stop it. Stop consuming corporate news. Stop listening to political pundits. Stop listening to actual politicians campaigning and telling you sweet lies. Stop it. Now, my computer, or my phone, is getting jank again, and I don't know why. I don't know if it is about to die. I've never seen it do this before. Maybe it's because it's so super duper cold. I did leave my phone on the windowsill in the kitchen, and it was really cold when I picked it up. Maybe it just being really cold all morning really messed with it. But I don't know. The feed seemed smooth earlier. Now it's all janky and choppy. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, maybe this video will turn out, maybe it won't. But I'm almost back to where I'm headed, which, as you can see, is my little Sleepy Hollow farm area, just yonder. So I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to wrap up here as I talk about if you care about politics. If you are motivated to care about politics at all, apart from doing what I told you today about avoiding consuming all this media and doom scrolling and just don't listen to these public national politicians anymore, if you care about politics, get involved locally. Neighborhoods, local church, local clubs, local schools, private schools, Christian schools, whatever. Get involved locally with other people who reject transgenderism, who reject anti-whiteism, who are doing their best to have an identity in spite of genocidal levels of mass migration. There are people where whatever white country you live in, I guarantee there are people who are like this. I find them. People I know in Europe find them. You can find them. You can find communities of these people. That's who you should care about building politic with. Because politics is about using our words and our unity and organized action to make things happen or not happen that we want for the future of our children. That's basically politics. It's taking power and wielding power civically and socially. Now, you can do it martially too, of course. That's real politic or whatever. But I'm talking about in the modern world we live in. Politics involves you and others using your words and your organized action and force of will to make legal changes that will make life better for you and your children. Get active doing that where you live. And again, like I said earlier in this little video, if you don't live somewhere where that's possible, move. Find people who are like that you can work with. A rural place like where I live. A lot of countries have lots and lots of little communities like this. It's important to not give up hope. And if all you do is listen to big tent stuff and big news, you're going to be hopeless. You're going to think everything is lost because you're only going to see the negative. They mostly only want you to see the negative because the purpose is demoralizing the enemy. All these politicians, left wing, right wing, up, down, and center, all this corporate news, it's to demoralize the dissident. It's to demoralize anyone who refuses to go along with the lie. It's to demoralize us truth speakers. So just deny them that privilege. Deny them that access point to your mind. And, you'll be healthier for it. Focus on the things that bring you genuine pleasure. Focus on the things that will enrich your life and make you more fulfilled and you more happy. And then start networking with other people who like those things too. Whether it's gardening or farming or going hunting, or maybe you genuinely are passionate about putting the boots to the anti-white shitheads ruining everything. You will find people where you live that are also very passionate about that, and you can build community with them. I've done it. I do it still. So you can do it. You just have to have the will and the drive, and you have to take that IV of poison out of your neck and stop consuming all of the media. Stop listening to the politicians. Just stop. Just quit. Nothing good of it will come. Nothing. It will drive you crazy and make you demoralized. So wean yourself off of or go cold turkey from all this corporate news crap and what these politicians have to say. Just cut them out. Cut them out and focus on local, focus on self. So hopefully this has been constructive and helpful, and I really hope that my Australian friend will listen to this. I am going to send her the link. Hopefully it'll help all of you. But I'm telling you from experience, I got better when I started taking this advice. That's why I advise people to read and understand the Go Free method. That helped me a lot too internally. Not just externally, internally. So you got to take care of yourself, because the first thing they teach you in life-saving services is you can't put yourself at risk. The lifesaver, the emergency responder, you have to preserve you first, because then if you don't and you take risks, then you're just someone else who needs saving. That means you're down one emergency responder, and the victims of whatever accident or disaster happened is up one. So this is the same thing. You have to take care of yourself if you want to matter and fight back against this evil. You have to nurture and care for yourself first, because if you don't, no real good can come of you. So take care of yourself, get your own house in order, improve your situation, focus your emotions and your energy towards things that will actually matter, that you can control. I know it sounds hard and scary, and it is. I'm not telling you something that's easy to do. I'm telling you something that's beneficial to do. I'm telling you something that will help you make yourself do the things I'm telling you. It's not going to be easy. Nothing worthwhile is easy. You have to work hard at it and take risks and do things that are uncomfortable, or you're just not going to be effective. You're going to be miserable and scared, and you can't do anything. You have to take risks, but you have to take intelligent risks. You have to be willing to reach out, network with people, maybe even leave where you live, never to return. You have to be willing to do these things if you want to be someone who matters to fighting this evil and building a better future with others. You have to be willing to make concessions and take risks. And none of it is easy. None of what I'm telling you is easy. It's hard. But fuck it. Life is hard, man. They're like, the boomers had it the easiest of everybody, and their lives weren't even perfect. And things have only gotten worse since then. So life continuously is going to get harder for us until we can be in control of our own lands and all the anti-whites are gone and we stop the crazy war machine and all this stuff, which probably ain't going to happen during my lifetime, but it'd be nice if it would. But probably what's going to happen is civilization is going to continue to decline. Things are going to get worse and sloppier and shittier. And then eventually other entities are going to try to flex power and start taking pieces of it, like all great empire declines. I'm not saying that 10 years from now it's going to be people killing each other in the street for food. I don't think that's coming. But I do think that we're in a massive, permanent decline, and the only real future and real culture white people are going to have are the things that we build together. And then one day, hopefully, those will be assembled into whatever comes next. So if you want to be a part of that, then you have to be willing to make concessions, to do things that seem uncomfortable or risky at the time, and you have to be responsible for yourself. Take care of yourself. And a big part of that is, like I said, being around positive people, investing yourself into positive local things and real people, not online people, and unplugging that poison of corporate news and listening to what politicians and pundits have to say. Just cut it out of your life. My life got a lot better when I did that. Anyway, I love all of you, and I wish you all the best. And may we have victory one day, even if I won't be alive to see it. God bless everyone.